Jaime Munguia just outdoes Canelo Alvarez on the performance against John Ryder. Not only does he knock down John Ryder 3 times, he knocks him out. Something Canelo Alvarez could not do. Don't get me wrong, John Ryder was a dog and he showed a lot of grit. John Ryder did have a good amount of moments in the fight, and Jaime Munguia had to be careful at times. Jaime Munguia was just too much for John Ryder. It probably has something to do with having a new trainer with Freddie Roach. We're gonna be talking about that, and we're also going to be talking about Oscar de la Hoya has a special offer for all his champions, which I believe will help out his champions a lot and also help out his brand a lot as well. So I believe this is a good idea. Stay till the end to see exactly what he said about the offer. And this is what we're gonna be talking about next. But before we get into that, if you guys are not subscribed, please punch and knock out that subscription button. That way you'll never see it again. And ding the notification bell. That way you never miss any of my new boxing videos. Alright guys, let's get to the round. Ding, ding. Guys, as we all know, John Ryder has stated if he did not win this fight, he will quit boxing. And he did lose pretty bad. He did get knocked out on the second round. He also got knocked out on the fourth round, and they finally stopped the fight in the ninth round after he got dropped. Jaime Munguia actually ran to the corner because he thought he won on the ninth round, but the referee actually let John Ryder continue, even though Munguia had already gone to the corner to celebrate his victory. I wish the referee shouldn't have done that because the fight was already over. He just made John Ryder get beat up even more for no reason. This is the kind of time that you actually need a referee like Tony Weeks. And you can tell John Ryder was not gonna quit either. You would have either had to stop the fight or knock him out to beat John Ryder. So when they let John Ryder continue, he was in the middle of the ropes getting bombed on. They actually had to ring the bell to make the fight stop. But other than that, John Ryder had a lot of good moments in the fight. And every time Jaime Munguia would try to swarm him with a lot of punches, he would get counterpunched. And Jaime Munguia even slowed down, I believe, in the fifth and in the sixth round because Jaime Munguia was getting caught clean. So I believe John Ryder did okay. If John Ryder wants to hang up the gloves, I understand. But in boxing, there is a lot of levels. He can still fight, but somebody on his level. If John Ryder fights somebody on his level, those fights will be good. Maybe fight somebody like Gabe Rosado or someone like that. I believe John Ryder does not have to hang up his gloves. He could still be on undercards. But I will not put in John Ryder with a David Benavidez. But maybe I will put him in there with a Berlanga. Because John Ryder is tough. He took a lot of punishment before he went down. And that punch that knocked him out was right on the button. If it wasn't for that one punch, I believe he would have finished to the 12th round. So I would not hang him up there yet. But Jaime Munguia did do a lot better, and his style was even a little different with Freddie Roach on his side. He was not as reckless as he used to be. Before Freddie Roach, I used to see a lot of holes in Jaime Munguia. I still see some holes, but not as much as there used to be. He is still a little reckless, but he is more calculating now. But I believe he will get better if he keeps training with Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach used to train Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest fighters in the last decade. And Freddie Roach specializes in fighters that throw a lot of punches like Manny Pacquiao and Jaime Munguia. So I believe Freddie Roach is a perfect trainer for Jaime Munguia. And I know it's a work in progress. He's only gonna get better and better. Because every time a boxer gets a new trainer, it takes him like 2 or 3 fights to actually get better. But in that short time, he got better to do something that Canelo couldn't do, and that is stop John Ryder. Because Canelo Alvarez did not look this good against John Ryder. So we all thought Canelo Alvarez was on the decline. But then later on, we actually found out why Canelo Alvarez looked so bad. I believe he was injured from his hip and I believe his hand. That's when everybody realized how come Canelo Alvarez looked so bad against John Ryder. Also, the ring with John Ryder and Canelo Alvarez was super small. And I know I wasn't tripping because even the commentators talked about that. They stated, that is the smallest ring I ever seen in my life. And that is true. It seemed like if you take 2 or 3 steps, you'll be on the other side of the ring already. I wonder what was the purpose for that. Was it to accommodate Canelo and his injuries? Because I also noticed that the European rings are a lot bigger than the American rings. And the fight with John Ryder was in Mexico. Does the ring size vary from country to country? But that's neither here or there. I do believe Munguia looked very good, but I still think he loses to a healthy Canelo and a David Benavidez. But I believe he wins by decision, the version of Canelo that John Ryder fought. Even if Jaime Munguia lands the shot that he landed to John Ryder, he will not knock out Canelo. Canelo has one of the best chins in boxing today. Dimitri Bivol could not knock out Canelo, and he hit him with similar shots that John Ryder got hit by Munguia. And Canelo Alvarez had already fought way bigger guys than Jaime Munguia, and Triple G could not knock out Canelo. And also, Golden Boy had invited David Benavidez to show up to the Munguia versus Ryder fight. But David Benavidez did not show up. I believe they wanted to do a face-off so Jaime Munguia could fight David Benavidez and build up the fight that way. So I believe it might not be Munguia versus Benavidez. After the fight was over, in the post-fight interview, Jaime Munguia stated that he does not have a new opponent yet, and there are no talks for any specific opponent, but he said it would be an honor if Canelo gave him the opportunity to fight him, and he is willing to fight Canelo Alvarez. But as we know, boxing is the theater of the unknown. Anything could change in the last minute. Who knows, maybe Benavidez just could not make it, because I am sure David Benavidez does not duck any smoke. If David Benavidez is willing to fight Canelo Alvarez, I'm sure he is willing to fight Jaime Munguia. I believe David Benavidez will actually stop Jaime Munguia. And Oscar de la Hoya has stated if any of his champions defend their titles 5 times in a row, he would give them $500,000, which I believe is a great idea. It will be good for the boxers and good for his brand. It will definitely give the guys morale to defend their titles to anybody. And this is great news because this is just what boxing needs. Give these champions an incentive to do something they should be doing anyways. De La Hoya also stated they should do it like me because I actually did that. He's basically stating if I did it, you can do it. But what do you guys think about the Munguia fight? Is Munguia ready for Canelo or David Benavidez? And what do you guys think about Oscar de la Hoya's offers to his champions? Do you guys think it's a good idea? I think it's a great idea. Comment below on what you guys think and I'll write to everyone back. If you guys like the show, subscribe, like the video, share the video, and that's it for me, champs. I gotta roll.